What's going on, guys? Friday morning, it's 8:30. Just pulled up to the library. It starts at 9, the sale, and surprisingly, there's nobody here online yet. The car just did pull up next to me, so I want to get out and be online at the beginning. These library sales can get pretty crazy, so you got to be aggressive and get in there. And it's like, put it this way, a library sale is like if your thrift store that always has good stuff said, okay, today we're going to have a 80% off sale, but we're only going to be open for 1 hour. That's what a library sale is like. So, all right, 2 people are just walking up. I got to get online. Now you can see as soon as we go in, that guy beelined right for the nonfiction. So I'm going to go around and grab on the other side of the table. And some sales that are bigger and there's a lot more people, it's just like everyone rushes to one spot and you just got to start going. So he's on one side of the table, I'm on the other, and I'm just going to scan. Some sales, the library sales, they have them standing up. This one they have them sideways, so you got to kind of flip them up to get to the barcode. Bit of a pain in the ass. As you can see, I do get going at a pretty good pace. Now I know I mentioned in the other video how I keep my equipment on silent. Listen to this guy's scanner, you can hear all the beeping. I was just cruising along. I was already on my 4th, 5th box. Wasn't finding anything, but I was going still quick. This was like my 5th box, and I couldn't believe I had yet to find one. It was crazy. They only had like a table and a half of nonfiction. I ended up only finding 3. And even though it is a small library sale, that's not that very good. So I finished that half of the one table I was at, and I spun around behind me and started on the next table. And there was another guy scanning on the other side of that one as well. Wasn't so great today. Only got 3 books. There was like 3 other people scanning books in there, and they probably got like 10 books each, but we all have different criteria, so not the best sale. It wasn't a big one, never really is. So I'm gonna go by the post office, and I'm gonna go to the other stores that I was at Monday where I did good, and I'm gonna rescan those because they're always putting out books. So let's see if we could get a good day. Alright, so this store I just scanned on Monday, and I remember I pulled 9 books out of here. So it's now Friday. Let's see if they usually restock pretty consistently, and they always have good books here. So let's see if we can pull a few more out of here. I only got 2 books out of here. Gonna go to the other one right down the street. See what happens there. So not bad. I got to the other store at 10:30, scanned it, and I'm already at the next one by 11. So this one I also did on Friday, but they're always putting out books as well. So even if we get a few or a handful, that's good enough for me. Just saw this X-Men, Avengers vs. X-Men from Marvel. It's a big heavy book in a box. Pulled it out and scanned it. Huge profit. It's marked $10. All their books are half off, so it's $5. Here's the scan. This book has a huge profit, but at the 127, that's not right. I'm probably gonna have to price this around $70 to get it to sell. And when I'm scanning books, if it does not have a barcode and only an ISBN number and it looks old, I do not pass it up. I just look up the ISBN number, and I did on that one, and here's what that one scores in it. I easily could have passed that one by without a barcode, but took the little extra effort to look up the ISBN number, and sure enough, it's a $25 profit book. Not only has an E-score of 10, which means it's 10 days it's sold at 180, so every 3 weeks almost it sells. So this one will take a little bit to sell. Alright, back home. Spent about 3.5 hours out scanning books today. Hour at the library, which was long, only because probably the second half hour of the time being there, what I did is I went back through all the books because everybody that was scanning was just scanning barcodes. So some books don't have barcodes, they just have an ISBN number on it. So they don't bother with those. So I went back and I looked up the ISBN numbers. I only found one that way, but it was another $10 book. So then I spent a half hour about at the second store, and I pulled 2 books out of there. And then the third stop, I was there about an hour, and I pulled 10 books out of there. So I got 15 books in total. And I will show you what I got in the total profits that's scanning. And then I want to explain to you something about scanning books or looking up books that do not have a barcode. All right, here's today's stack. All in all, these books will go to Amazon. This one book I'm going to put on eBay. And then this one I showed you when I was in the store and found it. This Marvel Avengers vs. X-Men book. Comes in a box. It says limited edition. So really cool. And it's an expensive book. And I'm not going to send this to Amazon. I'm probably going to list it on Amazon Merchant Fulfilled and keep it here and send it out myself just because it is so heavy. And on eBay, this book only sells for about $30. But like everything, it goes for more on Amazon. So yeah, this is a really cool book if you're into this kind of stuff. Avengers vs. X-Men Marvel. Limited edition print. Guess it's a comic book, really. Just a really big hardcover comic book. Pretty cool. Perfect condition. And it should sell for about $70. So all in all, I got 15 books. I spent $22. And the scan said I should profit after cost and fees about $160 to $165. All right, so if you're gonna scan books, or even if you're starting out or thinking about it, when you're in a store, if you come across books that do not have a barcode, don't pass them by without checking them out. Some might look like this, where it doesn't have a barcode, and it just has an ISBN number on the back. Or it might have nothing. If that's the case, you have to open it up and go to the inside page where it has like the publishers and all that information. And there'll be an ISBN number in there. Now, a couple of things. Even if you don't have Scoutiq, you can use eBay. All you have to do is enter that ISBN number into the search bar. You could type it in, you could use voice command, and it'll pull up the book. Same as if you were to type in or voice command the title of the book. You could just put the ISBN number in on eBay search and it will still come up. So you can sell books on eBay. They do sell. I don't sell as near as many as I do on Amazon, but I do sell a good handful a month. Now also on Scoutiq, just recently, probably within the last month, they came out with some new features. And one of them is that you can scan just an ISBN number like this. It doesn't need a barcode. There's a different button you press, and you just hover it over the number, and it'll pull it up. And there's also another feature, if you don't have that, that you can just hover the phone over the cover page or the title, and it'll pull up the book that way. Often it'll pull up into a few different options. You have to scroll to and look for which one and then select it, and then it'll give you the information. Let me put you on the phone and I'll show you those options. So here we are inside the Scoutiq app. You're going to tap the Scout button in the middle, and then on the bottom right corner, the little orange button, you can hit that, and it's going to bring you to this screen. Now that you can put over a barcode, but we're going to touch ISBN in the bottom middle, and that's if we go to a book that doesn't have a barcode. Then we would just put that box over the ISBN number and it pulls it up. Now if we back out of it, go back to the screen, tap Scout again, and then the bottom orange. Now if we hit the box that says title in the bottom right, that bigger box, you can hover that right over the cover and it'll read it, and it's going to bring up options. You just got to look to see which one is yours. You touch it and boom, and there it is again. Now here's an example by using on eBay if you wanted to maybe sell a book on eBay. All I'm going to do is use the voice, hit the search. On the bottom, I'm going to hit the microphone. I'm going to use voice command, and I'm just going to say the ISBN number out loud, and it'll enter and bring up the book that I'm looking for. The reason I'm keeping this book to do merchant fulfilled and not send it to Amazon, this book is heavy. I just put it on my scale. It's 6 pounds, 5 ounces just for this book. And here's the total scans for today, 611. 47 accepts, even though I only got 15 books. Because remember, I scan them in the store, but then before I leave and make sure of purchase, I scan them a second time to really look at the data. So that would give me 30. And then there was a good handful of ones that I passed up that just had too low of a sale price that was below my repricer's minimum. So that's going to pretty much wrap it up. And at the beginning of the video, I forgot to mention that there was no video yesterday. So this is actually going to become 5 days. If you notice, there was no Thursday because yesterday it just rained and stormed all day. I headed out in the morning and I went to the post office and the storms just started. And I just didn't do anything. I came home and I started pricing all the books I have. So there was no video, no sourcing. Just as well, it gave me a day off from the local stores that I went back to today. Tomorrow is Saturday. Hopefully there's going to be a few yard sales nearby. Maybe I can get some books there. And then there's one thrift store that I want to go to that I typically go there on Saturday morning, and I do pretty good there. So we'll scan books there as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Day number 5 in the books. We did all right, about $160 in profit in about 3 hours on $22 spent. So not bad. We'll add that to the rest of the week, and we're going to have a nice shipment to send out. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.